Hi, Ashley. Hi, Yuri. How are you?
Great.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. At the time of recording, it is Monday, so I'm just like getting started in the week and trying to get my brain
Yeah,
going.
I know
Uh,
the feeling.
right? Okay. So I always like to start these with an icebreaker question, and since this is my first time interviewing a couple, I'm going to mix it up a little bit. And instead of asking like some weird random "what did you have for dinner last night" question, my other job is I'm also a wedding officiant, and so I always want to know people's love stories. So I'm going to ask you today, how did you two meet?
Oh man, it's a
I'll let
long
you tell
story.
that one.
Do we need two episodes?
Maybe. So when we were in college, we actually met on MySpace, so that dates us quite a
Oh,
bit.
all
Yeah.
right. Okay.
So we met on MySpace. It took a while for us to finally start dating. He was
She was
very
hard
shy,
headed. She was being difficult.
and he was shy. So, the combination of the two. So we started talking in April of that year, and we started dating on New Year's Eve. So if
Oh,
that tells you
nice.
anything about the time.
Nice.
And
Yeah. Wow, that did
coincidentally,
take a
we
while.
have our youngest son. He was born on
Yeah.
December 31st. So
Oh, fun.
On our 10-year, it would have been our 10-year dating anniversary.
Okay. That
Yeah.
that's fun.
hmm
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Did you go to
Yeah.
college together?
No.
no.
Okay. All right. So just happened to meet on MySpace, and then it was after that.
I had went to school to high school with a couple of his cousins, and
Okay.
so we had mutual friends and connected that
Interesting.
way. Yeah.
Ah, the internet.
I know.
Very cool. Okay. Well, I am really excited to talk with both of you. Um, I've been following you for a little bit on Facebook, and I love your story, and I love what you guys stand for. And um, yeah, so let's introduce you. Let's have you tell my listeners who you are, where you are,
Mhm.
what you guys do.
Okay. So I'm Ashley,
I'm Yuri.
and we have been married for almost 10 years now. Throughout our journey, we've been obese, and we've tried many ways to lose weight, especially because well, I've always had constipation issues, but I kind of just thought that that was like normal the way the doctors described it, and that I would always have it no matter what. So I guess I had kind of given up on trying to fix that, but Yuri had high blood pressure and at the age of like 23 or 24 was hooked up to an EKG machine.
Oh
So
my gosh.
Yeah, I was pretty much doing everything I could to possibly kill myself at an early age.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just eating whatever, not thinking about the consequences, just high blood pressure, constant migraines, heart palpitations, high blood pressure,
hmm
pretty much you name it, I had it.
And we had tried, pretty much everything. We did keto, we did calorie counting, we did low carbs, and all these supplements and diet pills and all this stuff. And none of it worked. It
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
work for like a short period of time, but because it wasn't a lifestyle change and it was so hard to manage on a regular basis, we would always go back to our old eating habits. And so I don't want to say we gave up, but we kind of gave up, trying to find something like it just felt like this was how it was always going to be. And then Yuri heard on a podcast about, go ahead and tell what triggered you.
When I was driving, I was half listening, just concentrating on that. Then the lady said, "Chicken is the devil." And me loving chicken, chicken wings, fried chicken, whatever, that caught my attention. So I had to restart it, listen to it all over again. And I heard them talk about a vegan lifestyle and stuff like that. How their father, Dr. Sabi, how he had, I guess you would call it, cured cancers and AIDS and diabetes and all these other chronic diseases. And so I told Ashley, we need to go vegan.
And I was like, okay, but if we do this, like that's a big change, So
Yeah.
if we do this, we're not going vegan for a week or two and going back. Like this is going to be a thing. And I think that surprised him because he was
Yes.
worried about Thanksgiving.
Yes, because I remember I was like, so you mean to tell me when it comes Thanksgiving, I can't just have like a slice of turkey? Just but no, she said no, we've got to be committed to it.
Mhm.
We've got to stick to it. No going back. So
Yeah, and it was totally for health issues the reason for our change. I mean, after we started watching different documentaries and things like that, it also became more about the animals and the environment. Once we knew and understood that, but originally it was all about our health and just making healthier decisions and healthier decisions for our children as well. And again, we had kind of given up on the weight loss journey. Like this wasn't ever about weight loss to begin with. But in doing this change, not only have I gotten rid of my constipation issue, Yuri's no longer on high blood pressure
mhm.
medication.
No more migraines.
Yeah. But I've also lost over 75 pounds myself.
It's amazing.
And
I
down,
believe I'm getting towards 100 pounds. I'm
yeah.
Wow.
a little over 10 off, something like that.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. So many different directions we could go right now. So you have children. How many do you
Mhm.
have? Two,
3.
three? Three. Okay.
3 boys.
Oh my God, bless you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So we have six between the two of us, and four of them are boys. So I get it.
Yeah.
Are they vegan as well?
They are, well,
Yes.
they're, I would say about 99%. So, if
Okay.
we go somewhere or they're at their grandparents' house or something like that and they grab something, then we don't give them a hard time about it.
Mhm.
But at home, they eat vegan. And for the, like, when we're out or whatever, or my grandparents, they now are trying to do better about providing those options and having those available for them. So they're learning along with it. But if they grab something, we don't give
You
them a
may
hard
not be
time.
hard on him. I'm hard
Yeah.
on my oldest. He's 9, so I give him a hard time if I see him something. I'm like, I can't believe you. You know that has eggs in it. He's like, yeah, I'm not gonna do it again. That was my last time. Last time.
Oh.
I was sure, sure.
Yeah. So how long have you been vegan completely?
Almost a year now.
Okay.
Well, completely vegan, I guess it was closer to April when we went completely vegan. We started, actually, our intent was never to actually go fully vegan. We just were going to go pescatarian.
Hmm.
But as we switched to that pescatarian lifestyle, we were cutting out so many things and we were having maybe only 1 to 2 meals per week that wasn't vegan. And we are like, so we don't really even need
Yeah.
this other stuff anymore.
Yeah. Okay. So, um, I have I've been vegetarian several times throughout my life, and
Mhm.
um, I've never gone fully vegan before. I've definitely eaten vegan meals and
Mhm.
probably had a few days that were vegan, but never like intentionally. What what do you think the biggest impact between the pescatarian lifestyle and the vegan lifestyle? Like in between that, what was the biggest impact of going fully vegan and just saying, screw it, we're done?
Yeah, so even just eliminating the meat products, still having the fish and the cheese and the eggs, I was still having the constipation issues.
Mm,
I felt very heavy. I still had the fatigue and everything that I had before. Now, I did feel a little bit better cutting out the animal products. I didn't feel, I don't know, like I, I just I didn't have as much mucus in my body
okay.
after that, but I still didn't have the energy that, I didn't even know existed back then. And then still having issues with constipation. But after clearing especially the dairy out, I have
Hmm.
not had any issues with the constipation.
Okay.
Me, I just wanted to live my best life. I knew from watching all these documentaries like What the Health,
Hmm.
what is it, Countdown to Year Zero,
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. I knew that in order for me to be the best person I can be for my family, to make sure I'm around by the time I'm 40 or 50, to be around for Ashley, our 3 sons, because my older brother, he's 4 to 5 years older than me, and he's had a heart attack maybe 4 years ago, and me
Oh my
thinking
gosh.
that that could be me. And then on top of that, our father, he had a heart attack maybe 2 or 3 weeks after my brother had one, and he's had maybe two minor strokes, and he's not even 60 yet. So
Hmm.
looking at what my path could either go this way to chronic disease, I was doing whatever I could to prevent that, and I knew a vegan lifestyle could definitely help me out.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So you obviously had some really good reasons to kind of make that switch, and those
Hmm.
documentaries definitely help because you can't unsee the things that you see in
Right.
those.
Exactly.
Um, can we back up to childhood a little bit?
Hmm.
Are you comfortable with that? Okay.
Sure.
Because I know what I ate in childhood, and it was a direct result of
Hmm.
having a single mom with 3 jobs and not having any money. And um, something that I work on with my clients is even healthy eating on a budget.
Hmm.
So, what was your childhood like? Like, did you just, I know you said you liked the fried chicken and chicken wings and all that stuff. I mean, did you kind of just grow up eating that way? Or was it something that like you get to college and you're like, "Woo, I'm free. I'm gonna go do whatever I
I would
want."
say it was probably a little bit of both,
Okay.
especially growing up, like you said, with me and my brother and our mom and everything, and her working all the time, and my brother being the one who's cooking dinner for
Mm.
everybody. And then once you go to college, it's mom's like, okay, y'all are old enough. I'm not cooking anymore. So it's you just buy whatever you can, whatever's fast food and stuff like that. And then me, the older I get, I learn how when I get depressed or upset, I start
Mm.
binge eating, just eating whatever, thinking that's going to make me feel better, but it ends up making me feel worse.
Hmm.
Yeah. What about you, Ashley?
Mine was a little bit different. So, my mom worked a lot when I was growing up, so I stayed with my grandparents quite a bit. And my grandma was always, she was a yo yo dieter, like a
Mm.
lifelong yo yo dieter. And so she would spend weeks eating whatever she wanted. And then she would go on this huge diet. Weight Watchers was the big thing back then.
Mhm.
And I was like 7 or 8, and I would get drug into these meetings with her, and so I would be put on the diet with her. There was like a little cardboard slider back then, and so like she
Yeah.
gave me a cardboard slider to take to school, and I'm having to count my points and everything. And
Oh.
so even though like I look back at the pictures now and I'm like I was not overweight, but that gave me the impression then that I was. And then I
Okay.
kind of got into again that whole yo-yo thing, because she's definitely one of the people that if she makes something and you don't eat a lot of it, like seconds, thirds, that she feels like you hate her food. So,
Mhm.
and like constantly all day, even when she's visiting. But this was the same when I was staying with her, is constantly all day. It's, do you want something? Can I get you something to eat? Are you hungry? And this was like all day long. So she's constantly trying to feed you. She's doing it because she's trying to take care of you, but that was her way of taking care of you, was to constantly bring
Yeah.
food and everything in. And so that was a big part of mine. And then when we moved away, because my mom and moved away when I was like in middle school, into middle school, high school, got moved about an hour and a half away. And my mom's not a cook at all. So again, she was still
She's a
working long
cook, it's just not
hours.
good.
That's true. But she was still working long hours, so I had to figure out, what to make. But again, I wasn't working at the time. I was like early on in high school, so I had to kind of figure out from all these processed foods that were in the cabinet what to put together, and that was basically my meals.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's really interesting that you're able to recognize that grandma's love language is probably food. Like,
Hmm.
I know that's not one of the actual 5 love languages, but
I think it should
um,
be added.
oh, absolutely. And I even catch myself doing it sometimes.
Hmm.
And, I technically know better, but like my husband, if he goes and gets seconds of something that I made, I'm like, oh my God, he actually likes something I
Yeah.
made. And then it makes me so happy. And then I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, wait a second. He eats like a normal amount of food on a regular
Mm-hmm.
basis. I think we all just kind of put emotions into food in some way or another.
Right.
Definitely.
So I think it's really interesting that you're able to recognize that. And I remember the Weight Watchers slider thing.
Oh yeah.
My mom was a yo-yo dieter as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, the good old days.
hmm Yeah. Did you develop any of those yo-yo dieting habits?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've done a lot. Because I remember we did keto
I think I
for,
put him on the yo-yo dieting trail like
yeah,
with
Yeah.
me because he wasn't doing any of that before. And then once we got together, he would do what I did, and so it was just
Mm.
constant.
yeah, because she would throw stuff at me. Let's let's do keto. I'm like, what is it? Because I'd be texting her, can I eat this? Oh, I can't eat that. What about this? No, it's not that. Can I eat this? And I was like, well, you just tell me what I can eat for the day, and I'll eat that because I'm struggling here trying to keep up with what I can eat and what I can't eat.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of rules to follow with that one.
Yeah.
Lots of counting. Um,
Yes.
okay. So since going vegan, you've lost between the two of you almost 200 pounds.
Hmm.
That's that's a grown man.
Yeah.
Like that's nuts. And that's in less than a year because you're
Yeah.
talking like since last April 2020.
Exactly.
Whew. Okay. So that is a lot of weight to lose in a very short amount of time. What have been the advantages and the disadvantages of losing weight like that?
I can think of so many advantages. I mean, I feel better, right? I'm able to wear clothes that have been hanging in my closet for I don't even know how long, just hoping I
Mhm.
get back into those. Um, I'm just able to do more with the kids. I feel like getting up and moving around, and um,
Yeah, our 9-year-old can't keep up with us anymore.
yeah,
We'll
we have
go
to
on
tell him to
these,
hurry up.
yeah, we'll go on these walks and stuff. We're like, come on, man, get in front of us, or he'll get dead in front of you. Like, I need you to speed up. I'm on your heels.
Yeah, last year for the first time we did two 5Ks together as a family.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love that.
So those have been some huge advantages. I'd say the disadvantage to losing weight that quickly, and this is more of a mindset thing, and this is kind of hard to get over, and it's something that you have to constantly coach yourself on, is that whole fat girl mindset, right? That
Mm,
you still think that you're a certain weight, um, and you may not see the difference in yourself, but others do.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I would say another thing, like when you first start out, depending how much weight you're looking to lose, if you're putting in the work, nutrition wise and fitness wise, as long as you're in a calorie deficit at the beginning, that first week, your number's gonna be huge, and then
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
after that, they'll start getting smaller and smaller, and that can be discouraging. But like we always tell our clients, please stay away from the scale. Don't go on the
mm-hmm.
scale. Your weight fluctuates throughout the day, so unless you're timing it exactly right, that number's gonna fluctuate. We just tell
Right.
them to measure your arms, your waist, and your neck and thighs and everything like that. Those are where you're going to see the big improvement.
Mm-hmm.
Those are where you're going to recognize the results.
100%. I know we chatted a few months ago just for a few minutes, and I shared with you that I have a pretty significant weight loss story myself. And I've since put some back on because I had a do-over baby. But um, you know, Ashley, you're 100% right in that once you've been in that position, it is hard to
Mm-hmm.
kind of get out of that mindset. And even 98% of the time, if you're feeling like, yes, I'm fitter, I'm healthier, there's still that 2% where you can fall back into it very
Yeah,
quickly.
exactly.
Hmm Yeah. And Yuri, 100% agree with you in that I tell my clients stay the hell off the scale. The scale is so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I tell her that too.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, he
just,
has to coach me a little bit too.
and especially for people who have those mindset
Mm-hmm.
issues, because we place so much value on that stupid number.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the measurements is definitely the way to go. Or even I can pick up this gallon of milk and swing it around my head this week. Last week I couldn't do that. You know,
Right,
Mhm.
exactly.
anything that you can use to measure progress that doesn't
Mm-hmm.
involve the scale is
Yeah.
A-okay in my book for sure.
And many times you're losing all this weight and it's showing on the scale, right? But you're a lot of times losing muscle mass, especially if you're in a
Mhm.
drastic calorie deficit. So
Yeah,
that's another big thing.
yeah, definitely. So you mentioned fitness. You
Mhm.
guys are strong and fit.
Yes,
Is that right? Did I get that
that's
right?
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, you have since taken on some certifications.
Yes. So I am certified in as a personal trainer, group trainer, and nutrition expert. And Yuri has just recently gotten certified as well.
Yeah, this was just last week. Finally got it. Finally got it taken care of. You got
Congratulations.
fitness. Thank you. Fitness, nutrition, and weight loss.
That's amazing. Um, because I know you mentioned you have clients. So
Mhm.
tell me about your clients. Like people are thinking, I want to lose weight, I'm going to talk to Ashley and Yuri, or is it you're teaching them to be vegan? What are you doing with your clients?
Yeah, so far we actually have not had any vegan clients. All of
Hmm.
our clients are currently meat eaters, and what we do with our clients is we coach them to eat more plant-based foods. So we're not going to come in there and give you a hard time about eating meat. And actually, when I create the meal plans, I'm still including those options that they enjoy. I'm just reducing the number of meals that they're eating with meat because you don't have to have every meal with meat. And
Mhm.
so, what we do and what we push is to make small changes that can last a lifetime. And those small changes are adding more fruits and vegetables into your diet. So, we're not necessarily taking a lot of things away from you, we're adding into your life for more value.
Yeah, because we're taking everything we learn in our yo-yo diet stages and stuff like that, where we're showing and teaching them things that they need to help their weight loss journey, their transformation.
Mm-hmm.
Because 9 times out of 10, people who want to lose weight, they go to the gym. They may not know what they're doing at the gym,
Mhm.
but nutrition-wise, they're still eating those same foods and
Ugh.
wondering why they're not seeing this weight loss. So
Mhm.
that's why we came up with this program where
Mm-hmm.
it can be personalized for you. That way, you're knowing what meals you need to prepare, and that way, you're going to be in a calorie deficit and begin to lose weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't get us wrong, we would love if you wanted to be full on vegan and we could do that for you. But we want to also make that we understand that not everyone is, and we want to make this sustainable for their for
Yeah.
their lifetime. And that's why we incorporate it this way, because even just making a small change makes a huge impact in your life and the environment.
For sure. Kind of just to me, coaching is about honoring the journey that someone else is on because their
Hmm.
journey is very different than mine. So,
Exactly.
and sometimes as a coach, you kind of just have to bite your tongue and
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
right. Okay, so let's talk about your kids.
Yeah.
So, as a parent, I know the struggle of maybe explaining the value of eating healthier foods
Hmm.
or changing the lifestyle that they've already come to know. How I know you said you kind of struggled with the 9-year-old a little bit.
Hmm.
How have you been able to come home and say to your kids, like, guess what, mom and dad, we're done eating animal products across the board. No more meat, no more eggs, no more dairy. This is the way we're going to eat now. Better get on board. Like, how do you make that okay for the kids?
First of all, I mean, we didn't even change ours overnight like that, you know, so we definitely didn't expect them to. What we did was we slowly took out the meat products. We actually probably did this actually an incredibly horrible way. We ate everything, all the meat products that were in our freezer before we decided to do this transition, which meant we like completely binged on all this stuff and made ourselves
Mm.
absolutely sick of it. And the kids were pretty much sick of it as well.
Yeah, and then from us watching the documentaries and our 9-year-old actually knowing what's going on in these
Hmm.
videos and stuff like
Mm.
that, and he's like, "Oh my goodness, that's nasty! Ooh,
Yeah,
ooh, they shouldn't eat that. Look what they do. Why is that chicken like that? What are they doing
Yeah.
to this cow and stuff
hmm,
like that?" So they kind of seen the advantages of changing their lifestyle, and slowly we started bringing them along to
yeah.
pretty much it's just trial and error. We
Okay.
prepare stuff, especially with the vegan lifestyle, prepare certain stuff, and our 3 year old he may not like that, or we find something that he loves. Just figuring out what they like and
Yeah.
dislike.
But one of the biggest things is like we didn't take away everything they love. So they like hamburgers. You can easily get a vegan burger
Mm,
and they love it and they don't know the difference. Or they may know the difference, but they still love it.
yeah.
And I make these chickpea nuggets in place of chicken nuggets, and they have a fit over those. So it's like the small things where you can make things taste like, or maybe not exactly like, don't get me wrong, but very similar to the things that they were eating before, especially with the seasonings and the flavorings, sauces, things like that. And so kind of just like pulling them in slowly and giving them, and that's why we don't necessarily hate on the mock meat either, because even though they are full of processed foods, they are a good transition tool.
Mm,
Because if you're craving those things, it does kind of help you with that transition, and that has been good for our kids too. To where in the beginning it was like Beyond Burgers, Impossible Burgers, and now they love the veggie burgers. So it has been a transition, but their taste buds have changed along the way and they don't crave the meat they were before.
yeah.
And that's one of the things to go along with it is with them, all these recipes and stuff we've been trying, and even they've been able to come in the kitchen with Ashley while she's preparing it, like their own personalized pizzas and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Where our 3 year old, who's very picky, is over here, I want onions, I want spinach on mine, or I'll take this,
Oh,
I'll
Mm-hmm.
take that. Where he's up putting his own special sauce on there, his own touches to it, and you see them actually learning through the process and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
getting excited about getting in the kitchen and getting their hands dirty and preparing something for them to eat.
Oh, that
yeah.
reminds me. We were going shopping in Target just a couple days ago, and I was like, "All right, let's go get the vegetables." And Cam goes, "All right, I'm gonna be on the lookout for them." And he's like, "Can we get these and these and these?" And I'm
Hmm.
like, "Sure."
Yeah, like you don't ever say no to vegetables.
Right.
Hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Before that would have been a no go. Like he would have just seen something green and be like, "Nope, take it off my plate."
it's amazing what you can do when you let the kids have a little
Hmm.
bit of, power or control over what they
Yeah,
put in their bodies.
exactly.
I'm guessing by the Weight Watchers reference, we're probably pretty close in age. Um, so I've got this like old 80s Tupperware veggie tray, like
Hmm.
that old blue, you
Yeah.
know, like that powder blue that nobody uses. Um, but we buy vegetables and we cut them up and we just kind of have
Hmm.
it in the fridge all the time. And my do-over baby is 3 as well, or will be 3 very soon. And we put the veggie tray out with every single meal and she'll pick out whatever vegetables she likes and some she doesn't like and that's
Hmm.
fine, but she like every single time she's like eating vegetables and she's got the power and control over what
Hmm.
she's putting on her plate. So I'm like, yes. And I don't know about you, I'm guessing it's the same, but when they ask for more vegetables, I'm like, oh, oh my God,
The
yes.
best thing in the world. Yes.
My heart.
Yes. We
That's
have
my
a
favorite.
Frenchie. We have a French bulldog and he loves carrots, right?
Oh.
So I'll have the kids go give him a carrot once in a while, one of the little baby carrots. And half the time they end up like, but I want to eat this. And I'm like, well, fine, go eat the carrot. I'll get him another one.
Right? Aw, my dogs act like I'm trying to kill them if I'm giving them vegetables. So, um, okay. So the kids were pretty good about being transitioned into this
Hmm.
lifestyle.
Hmm.
And so now they see mom and dad like teaching fitness classes or working one-on-one with clients, or at least they know that that's what you do.
Yeah.
So are they pretty active kids? Like, do they see the value in the exercise portion?
Our oldest, he struggles a little bit. So
Okay.
he's always been in sports, but since COVID and everything,
Mm,
he hasn't been competing, and he doesn't like to do things alone a lot of times. So he's struggling with that aspect. So the family walks and things like that helps get him active. But our 3-year-old and our 2-year-old, they are all over it. Anytime they see me doing something or see Yuri working out, they have to get
Can
down
we
and do it
work
with
out
us.
with you?
Oh,
Can we do squats? Can we do jumping
Yeah.
jacks?
Cam calls
that's
them
cute.
quats. Let's do some quats.
That's really cute.
Yeah.
Oh, my little one is a girl and she loves dancing. I mean, anytime there's music on, she's
Mm-hmm.
shaking her little booty. And yeah, she's she's something. But I know with my older two, it was at a different time in my life. So I didn't exercise. I wasn't very
Mm-hmm.
active. And so getting them to participate in those things or seeing the value in them was a little bit more difficult.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
bringing that up, what you just said, I think that that probably plays a large role in our oldest as well,
Yeah.
because, up until this past year, I mean, we were in the gym, but he didn't really see us working out when we were in the gym,
That's funny
so
because when you say we were in the gym, we're the ones like when I spoke about earlier how we learned from our
yeah.
mistakes. We would
Hmm.
go to Buffalo Wild Wings on Tuesdays because they had
The buy
buy
one get
one
one.
get one free. We'd go there, stuff our faces with chicken wings, then go to the gym
Mhm.
and work out, and then come
Mm.
home and eat more chicken
And let
wings.
me tell you, after eating chicken wings and going to work out, I did this mixed fit class, which I loved. But my stomach didn't agree with me
Yeah.
doing that right after eating. It was not
Yeah.
that enjoyable.
Oof. Yeah. I like wings just as much as the next person, but
Mhm. Yeah.
that's a salty, heavy, greasy, spicy meal.
Mhm.
I can't
Mm-hmm.
imagine going to the gym after that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Um, yeah, I think, and you've brought it up a couple times now, and I was hoping to get to it. So thank you for bringing it up again. But the fact that a lot of people do the exercise
Mhm.
portion and then head over to B-dubs and
Mhm.
grab the buy one get one wings,
Right.
the nutrition portion isn't meeting
Hmm.
the exercise portion, and that it almost cancels that out because you can't
Yeah.
outrun your fork, right?
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's so important to get that nutrition piece,
Hmm.
not perfect, but in a place where it's going to help benefit and
Yes.
instead of take away from. So
Yeah.
thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, exactly. It's 80% nutrition and then 20% fitness.
Yeah.
And so many times we put such a big emphasis on the fitness portion and we just ignore the nutrition. And I don't even know that it's ignoring, but many times we just don't understand. I think
Hmm.
there's too much information on the internet and it's not always the right information. So you're
Yeah.
being bombarded from every direction on, oh, try this diet, no, this diet, no, this is going to help you lose 40 pounds in 15 days. And, take these pills, these are the best ones on the market. And it's just like, what do you believe?
Right. Yeah. I met with a client this morning actually who is participating in an exercise program at her gym, and whoever is teaching this class has decided they're a nutrition expert and gave her some sort of meal plan. And so she showed it to me, and on the inside I'm just like dying, I'm
Mm-hmm.
cringing, I don't know what human being is giving you this nutrition information, but as the coach you can't say, oh my god, please don't do this. You
Mm-hmm.
have to just honor it and just ask those questions like, how do you feel about it? And um yeah, there's a lot of misinformation out there.
Yes.
That's a very good point. And like you said earlier, there's so much emotion that goes into
Mm-hmm.
food. So, we could be feeling really good and be like, ah, now I deserve the wings or I
Right.
deserve a
Mhm.
bacon
Yeah.
cheeseburger or whatever. Yeah, lots of
Exactly.
components there.
That's something like I tell my coworker, like when he seen me change my lifestyle and stuff like that, and he's like, "So I guess you've been going to the gym too since you lost all this weight." And I'm like, "No, I haven't been to the gym. This is everything I'm doing
Hmm.
at home
Mm-hmm.
and my nutrition." Because I always ask him, "So you go to the gym on our off days? How long are you there?" He's like, "I'm there like 3 or 4 hours." And I think to myself, oh my goodness, you have no clue what you're doing in there. If you're at the gym that long, one, you're not working out hard enough.
Mm-hmm.
And two, I just don't know. You just
Yeah, that's a lot.
it just throws me off, just throws me for a loop.
Mhm.
That's why we want to help people, especially the ones who are just going to the gym and have no clue what workouts they need to be doing, and that way
Mhm.
we can help people reach their goals.
I love that.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, when we first started this, we never realized this was going to turn into a business. This was us
Mhm.
just trying to do better for ourselves. And then we were trying to educate ourselves because, like I said, there's so many misinformation out there that we wanted to get the best education and understand so that we could actually make a change for ourselves. And that's when we began having people come up to us and be like, "Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing?" And that's kind of how this evolved. But just going out there and educating yourselves. And that's what we do for our clients too, because if you just give them a meal plan and say, here, follow
Mhm.
this, they're going to follow this for as long as the meal plan exists or until they get sick of the food, right?
Hmm.
And
Mhm.
then they're going to go back to their old ways because they don't understand how you created that. They don't understand why they're eating that way, and they're not going to make a change. So, what we do is we actually coach our clients and teach them why you should be eating certain foods, how foods are affecting your body, how fitness is affecting your body. And that way they have the knowledge themselves that if they aren't working with us any longer, they can still go out and make a difference in their own life.
Right. So I would imagine, I know just speaking personally with my clients, I tend to connect with people who have similar stories.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, whether it's single moms that are overweight and just hating their lives or, whatever it is, I would imagine that you have a similar connection with some clients of yours, like, you know, people who maybe have spent a lot of time being
Mm-hmm.
overweight and have done the yo-yo dieting. Do you find that that helps you connect to your clients
Oh,
more?
Definitely,
definitely.
Yeah.
because the main thing with us, we hate the word diet. We don't look
Mhm.
at it as a diet. We look at it as a lifestyle change.
Yep.
That way, because most people they don't know how strong they are in
Mm-hmm.
the inside, and how
Mhm.
if once you get your mind right, once you get it set on something, that's your real power. You can just conquer anything. You can reach whatever goal, exceed it. Sky's the limit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I want to like swear right now. And I usually do on the podcast, but when I have guests, I try to reel it in a little. F yes. Okay. Okay. So speaking of podcasts, you guys just launched a podcast not that long ago.
Yes.
Yay! Tell us
Thanks.
about it. What is it?
So
Where is it?
it's the Strong AF podcast, kind of a play on vegan, strong, and fit. But the reason we didn't want to, name it exactly like that is because we're not just focused on the nutrition and the fitness. A lot of what we talk about is how to overcome those mental issues that we go through, those difficult situations, and how you're able to come out stronger on the other end for that. And a lot of times it is physical, but really anything that you're doing starts with that mental strength. Because that blocker right there, that keeps us from doing
Mhm.
so much that we're able to do.
For
And
sure.
so we thought that being able to have our listeners hear different stories from people from all kinds of walks of life and how they've been able to overcome difficult situations, this is what's going to help our listeners to overcome their own situations. Because many times, and I know I did before, I felt like I was the only one going through this.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And so to know that there's other people out there and that we don't have to play the victim, we can work and power through that and come out better.
Yeah, just to get people to believe in themselves and know that they can save themselves. It's within us, and you're not alone. We're here for you. Our guests are here to teach you everything that they know, what they've gone through in their lives. That way, we could help one another change the world.
Yeah, exactly. And you can find the podcast basically anywhere that you listen to your favorite podcast already. So we're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcast, all that good stuff.
These are the Vegan Stronger Fit YouTube channel. The
Hmm.
videos are on there.
Yeah, and we
Oh,
also have a Facebook group, the Strong AF Podcast. And that's where we have all of our guests on there and anyone interested also in the podcast, so that they can connect with those guests for anything that they're working to overcome.
So cool. And you guys are so far ahead of me. I just did the YouTube thing. I was like resisting it for so long. I still don't know what I'm doing completely, but I'm like, all right, it's out there. There we go.
Messy action.
We
Messy
don't
action.
ever know what we're doing to begin with either. We just
Yeah.
kind of go with it, and then we make it better as we go.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's like the premise of your whole business is
Yeah,
we don't know exactly what we're doing, but we'll figure it out and come along for the ride, right?
exactly.
Yeah. So I was really excited that you guys agreed to do the video portion of this as well, because I know that in my past and even now sometimes when I think vegan, I think like these crunchy granola, long-haired, hippy dippy, live in the forest kind of people. And I think I think it's so important to show that we're
Mhm.
real people. Like, we don't have it all together. We're not
Right.
100% perfect. You know, I'm wearing this ratty old sweatshirt today. It's whatever. It's Monday. But we're doing the best we can,
Mhm.
and we're just really here to help people. So I'm really glad that you guys agreed to do that. I think it's so important that people see that you're real people.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm glad you brought that up because, I see a lot of like the visual podcast that are on YouTube and things like that, and they're all dressed up. And I'm like, that's
Hmm.
never going to be me. So if you want
Right.
someone to come on dressed up, that's not going to be me. This is what I teach my classes in. This is what I talk to my clients in.
Yeah.
This is what I'm around the house in. And that's how I am. And that's how I'm
Yeah.
going to be on here as well because I am who I am, regardless of who I'm talking with and where I'm at.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
Authenticity.
much just show you who we are and what we stand for. And if you don't like it, there's middle fingers right here, and
Yep.
there's an ass to kiss. So
I love it. All right. So you already told us where we can find your podcast. Where can we find you guys?
Yeah, so our website is veganstrongandfit.com, and we're also on Instagram and Facebook at Vegan Strong and Fit.
Awesome.
and YouTube,
And
vegan
you,
strong and
And
fit.
YouTube.
yeah,
Okay. And I will definitely link to those in the show notes. Thank you both so much for being here. Usually I don't let boys on my podcast, but
Am I the first?
no, my husband was actually. We got
well, I
married.
think
Yeah.
that's deserved.
Yeah. Well, we got married the day after Christmas, and then we were on our little mini moon, and I was like, oh, by the way, you're my podcast guest this week, so strap up.
Awesome.
Yeah. But it was just like what's it like to be married to the Anti-Kale health coach?
And congrats, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so you are my second now. But no, I think it's really cool to see the husband-wife duo changing the world. So keep doing what you're doing.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.